Who will be the All Blacks captain?
Yes. Now, everyone's going to say...
Well, at the moment, or before the new coach came in, it was Scott Barrett, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
What is everyone saying?
Cody Taylor.
No.
Oh. Artie Savea.
Artie Savea. Everyone's saying it will be Artie Savea.
I've heard Severis. But I think that was an April Fool's thing, wasn't it?
Severis.
Yeah.
Blimmin' it. He's a loose cannon, that guy.
Very.
Isn't he? Everyone's saying Artie Savea.
Okay.
But I just can't see how it would be Artie Savea. Because Artie Savea is going to have time off.
It can't be. I think they linked that because Dave Rennie is getting coached. Is coaching Artie.
Dave Rennie's been coached by Artie Savea.
The other way around. I got it wrong.
And it makes perfect sense because let's be honest to say Artie Savea was and is, and I'm sure will be, a leader.
Well, he's the vice captain, isn't he?
He's the vice captain, but he's also the captain of Moana Pacifica. He's the captain he was the captain of Wellington. He was the captain of his Japanese, so he's a captain, isn't he?
He is a captain. He's a leader, and he leads by example.
And he knows Dave Rennie.
Yep.
He knows how he works.
Yep.
He knows the style that Dave wants. It makes perfect sense. But I just don't think it can be him.
I don't think it will be.
If he's going to take time off.
I agree.
So then, who's it going to be? Because really, you've already mentioned Cody Taylor.
Yes.
And there is Scott Barrett.
Yep.
Can you think of anyone else that could do the job?
Jordie Barrett. Don't think he's much of a leader, though.
That is a name I hadn't thought about, but you've got a good point because he was also vice captain last year.
Yep.
So that might
maybe
be
I guess he is a leader, but
it'd be tough to take over your brother, wouldn't it?
Oh,
don't think he'd do it.
I
genuinely don't think he'd do it.
I think he would do it.
Oh, really?
Oh, if you were asked...
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You are so full of dross.
No. If I was asked to captain the All Blacks, yes, of course I would. Brilliant. Greatest honour of your life.
Yep.
But if my brother was currently the captain...
okay, I understand.
And then they went, oh, Damo, fancy doing the job? And I'll be like, no, I can't do it to my brother.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand where you're coming from. I get it.
You know, I might be selfish in other ways, but I'm not selfish in that way.
No. Yeah, I understand. Who else? Who else would there be?
There's Cody Taylor and there is Scott Barrett.
Yeah, that's it, isn't there? Jordie Barrett?
Nah. Again, same thing. I actually heard a really nice story about Jordie Barrett saying he often dreams about lifting the World Cup with his two brothers. Isn't that a nice idea?
It is a nice idea.
That's part of the reason why he goes and stays in New Zealand and plays for New Zealand is that dream of doing that with his two brothers.
Yeah.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Interesting dream.
There's a really good advert with the three of them on
there. There is. Is it good, though?
Yeah.
It's
brilliant.
not good.
Nah, it's great,
It's awful ad.
I think it's great.
Do you even know what they're selling?
Isn't it solar? They're selling solar power. It's obvious, apparently.
Right.
That's what he says.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. So I'm going to stick my neck out. I'm going to say there will be no change at captain.
Okay.
I think Scott Barrett will do the job and potentially either that or if Artie does it, he will not miss any matches. I think he'd be given that, like, if you want to do the job, you have to...
If you want to be captain, you've got to play all.
You've got to play. You've got to be available for all. Maybe we'll let you
now,
leave
because
later
Dave Rennie is coaching him, do you think that might sway Artie's decision? Can Dave Rennie put his arm around Artie and be like, look, we'll give you less game time, but we need you there.
I think it's because his problem is his family, isn't it?
Yep.
So they need to come to some agreement with him and his family. If they can come to that agreement, I think he'd do it, and I think he'd do a bloody good job.
Yeah.
I like Scotty Barrett, but I have to admit that when he was captain, his performances on the pitch weren't as good as they were when he wasn't captain.
Yeah.
Can you guarantee that he is good enough at the moment to play? The answer is no, because he hasn't played.
Okay.
So,
who has been New Zealand's best captain or greatest captain?
you got to say Richie McCaw, don't you?
Yeah.
Sean Fitzpatrick was very good.
Yeah.
But didn't win a World Cup. You know?
No.
Whereas Richie McCaw drove and changed. The great thing about Richie McCaw was he changed the way that the All Blacks did stuff. He was the one that introduced a new haka, because
Really?
the old haka was not doing it for the players, not a true representation, wasn't their haka.
I understand that.
He introduced the Sykes to All Black Rugby because he realised there was a problem with them mentally winning the World Cup. So he is the one that really pushed for that to be brought in, the sports psychologist
Yeah.
to come in. He definitely drove standards for the All Blacks, really embraced it, gave up a lot to be the captain of the All Blacks.
Ken Reid?
Rito was good, but I always felt a bit sad that the way we finished that 2019 World Cup. And, I think that he was part of the reason why we lost that, because he didn't drive the standards in that semi-final that we would expect of an All Blacks team.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to bring up, I'm doing a Toogle, by the way.
Excellent.
And I'm going to see who our greatest captain is.
Well, it's Richie McCaw on every metric.
Do you think?
Yeah. Well, one, he was one of the best players in the world, if not the best player of all time, right?
Okay.
Okay. And he did that through captaining from a young age. I think he has the best win percentage of any player, including a captain. So it's definitely Richie McCaw on paper. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me?
Well, I can't see the hard facts, so no, I don't agree with you.
Right, so who would you go for out of those three?
Scott Barrett, I think.
Yeah. Right, so I'm going to say the same thing. And then I actually am going to say I reckon Artie Savea should do it.
The thing
reckon
is,
he'll do it.
like you said though, if he doesn't play all the games, he can't do it. He shouldn't be allowed to do it.
I reckon he could. Let me
do it.
Let me go there to say if he was captain, I think he could easily miss a couple of games before he goes away to South Africa, or he could easily miss the autumn internationals. I think that would be a pill that everyone could swallow.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think a captain should be there forever and always.
That's good, yeah. I like that. You're right, though, aren't you?
So I think you're right. I think Scott Barrett will keep it. And I think the vice captain, when they're on, will be either Cody Taylor or Artie Savea.
What about doing a joint captain? That's never happened for the All Blacks before.
3.
Not 3, but 2. Scotty Barrett and Artie Savea.
I think if it was going to be like that, it needs to be a forwards and a back.
Okay.
A forward and a back.
Okay.
So if it was that, then you'd go Barrett.
Barrett.
Or Savea Barrett. Or Taylor Barrett.
Okay. Yeah, like that.